I am an American who moved abroad to Germany, and one of the hardest things that I struggled with was making friends and building a community. I had a really strong community back home in the US. However, coming here, I found that it was so much more difficult to socialize with people, to interact with strangers even. Like, I would go days without even talking to people, and it became really difficult for me to the point where sometimes I even felt really depressed. But I guess you can say I've mastered the art of making friends. So I would say the first step or part, or however you want to put it, is that you need to be okay with being alone, because being alone is actually a very beautiful thing. And it's okay sometimes to feel lonely, but I think if you want to have a sense of community, you have to first go outside alone. You have to go to a cafe with your book alone. You have to go walking alone. Be okay with being alone, because I would say this is the foundation to everything that I'm going to say next. Once you start alone, it doesn't always mean that you're going to finish it alone. And therefore, be okay with the silence. Be okay with the discomfort of being in a space without other people. I think in today's society, in today's world, we're so accustomed to constant stimulation, but that's not really the point of what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say be okay with being alone and be okay with interacting with people in a way that is natural. So number 2, if it's incredibly difficult for you to exist in spaces alone, I would highly suggest, if you have a smartphone, downloading something called Bumble BFF. I believe this is also accessible on the web, but in any case, Bumble BFF is a way for you to meet people. If you live in a medium to large sized city, it's going to be much easier for you to meet people, because most likely other people also are in the same position. They have this on their phone and they're looking for friends. Bumble BFF is like dating, but for friendships. It's a way for you to look at people and say, okay, I think they fit my aesthetic. I think there's someone that I would talk to. I think we have similar interests. However, Bumble BFF is not always guaranteed to work. Doesn't mean that you're always going to like the people that you go out on friendship dates with. And I would also suggest maybe even putting together a small group of yourself and 2 other people that you're talking to on Bumble BFF. This way, you 3 can meet together in a cafe or go for a walk, and it's not just you and someone else. However, if you prefer for it to just be yourself and the other person, that's always also an option. So that is my second tip. Next, and I would say the third and the fourth step or points are kind of correlated. The third one is Facebook groups. Facebook groups are a great way to think about your interests and your hobbies and join these groups that are focused on those interests and hobbies. For example, if you're interested in roller skating or inline skating or drawing, or when I moved here to Germany at the beginning as an au pair, I joined au pair groups, and this was a great way for me to meet other people in my situation. And in fact, a lot of my friends at the beginning were also au pairs, because this is how we met. So I would highly suggest Facebook groups, depending on some of the things that you like to do. If you like to roller skate, if you like to draw, play chess, if you like to inline skate, if you like to dance, all of these things are probably accessible, or I'm sure there's a group of some sort in your city or area on Facebook. So the fourth one is called Classes and Spaces, and I name it that because, a little bit like the Facebook groups, essentially what I'm saying is look at your interests and hobbies and think about what class can I go for that thing. So if I like to dance, then I should join a dance class. If I like to roller skate, then I should join a roller skating class. If I like to read books, then I should go to the library or see if there is a book club somewhere in my area. But you're going to have to do some sort of research regarding your interests and hobbies to see if there's anything happening in your area. Then you also have to go there, not with the intention of it being this perfect thing, but just being willing to be open. You may leave not having had spoken to anyone, and that's okay too. In some cases, you may think that the experience is going to be one way, and you could be surprised that it goes another way, or you could be disappointed in the outcome. However, keep your expectations low, and also remember to remain open to people and also experiences, so that you can hopefully find the community that you're looking for.